Hello, everybody. Welcome to, well, it's Drop In with ARA, a brand new insert for both our channels, actually, for Aquarius Rising Africa, as well as Solutions with Aquarius Rising Africa. Hang on, I need to get my camera right here. So what this really is that on we'll be doing a weekly drop every Friday, and we will be telling you the upcoming slots and our guests for the upcoming week. And obviously in the beginning of the month, we'll give you the monthly schedule as well as just a wrap up of our shows that we would have done in the past week. So welcome. This is me, Chantelle, the host of Aquarius Rising Africa and Solutions with Aquarius Rising Africa. In case I haven't met you before, all the way from sunny South Africa. Well, not so sunny anymore. We're getting winter here now, but really amazing nonetheless. So firstly, before we get going, I would really like to just say thank you to our sponsor for this weekly slot, who is Marushka.com. Now, Marushka is no stranger to our channel. She's appeared on our channel several times. Sorry, I see I've got some little rainbow patterns all over my face here, which is a good thing, right? Anyway, Marushka has been a guest on our show, gosh, several times, especially at the beginning. She sponsored our show in the past, but she's sponsoring my clothing, which is all pure 100% linen, high vibrating linen. Anyone knows anything about linen knows it's absolutely 100% high vibrating. Marushka is the creator of this amazing, clean, sleek, and handcrafted range of clothing for both men and women. And she really does have this incredible individual approach to fashion. So I'm very grateful and honored to have her dressing me. Fantastic clothing, feels amazing. 100% linen. You can dress it up, you can dress it down. She's got an incredible range going on as well, more than just clothing. I know there's a lifestyle range as well, which is bedrooms, bathrooms, that sort of stuff. So we're leaving her link here as well, website. So you guys are welcome just to check out her range of amazing lifestyle clothing and products. It's incredible. Okay, moving right along. So I've said to you, we're going to be just checking in on a weekly basis with the shows and who's on our shows. And I see my face is forever covered in that thing. But anyway, clearly it's meant to be there. Okay, so I'm going to grab my schedule for this upcoming week and just let you guys know what we're going to be doing, as well as posting a schedule in the community section of both our channels and on our social media pages. But I'm just going to say, well, today's Friday, right? So we've got Brice. Brice is usually supposed to be on a Wednesday with the Sophia code, but she'll be on with myself and Thea later. It is now 2:30 p.m. Yeah, and that's like at 4 o'clock. So that's an hour and a half from now. We will be doing the Sophia code again. Sunday the 7th, which is this upcoming Sunday, we again have our beautiful Jessie Czebotar, the Patreon book club, which happens at 4 p.m. our time. And I'm really not sure. I think it's 3 p.m. right, Mornay? 3 p.m. Eastern time, right? 9 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, I've got it all wrong. Hang on, guys. Let me just get this right. It's going to be, for us, it's 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And for you guys, it is, wait a minute, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, EST, right? So that'll be Sunday morning coming up now. Apologies, one day I'll get this time change thing working. It's still very confusing to me. You guys are all on a gazillion different time zones. We've just been brought up on one time zone and it doesn't change. And it's the same all over the country. So, yeah. Okay, then Monday, that's going to be the 8th. of May. Got Catherine Edwards at 12:30 my time, and that's going to be you guys in the UK 1 hour behind us, so 11:30 there. We're going to be talking about animals and what they can teach us. Catherine Edwards is an amazing animal worker, healer as well. She does incredible stuff with animals and just with their natural diets and the whole animal-human connection. You know, we have that in common. It is such an important thing because they really do teach us so much about what we need to know. So I highly recommend that you guys also watch our past shows that we've done with Catherine if you haven't watched it yet. She has her own channel as well. We're going to put the link there, but in the description section as well. Does amazing stuff, also has incredible guests on her channel. So I want to encourage those of you who haven't subscribed yet to actually do that. And then, of course, on Monday, the 8th at 4 p.m. our time, it'll be Brice again with the Emerald tablets. Brice is certainly no stranger to this channel. She's been probably with us now for like 1.5 years regularly. She's just awesome, you know, from Esoteric Atlanta. We almost nearly finished, must be by now, the Emerald tablets, but very, very fascinating, very interesting. You know, I always say on this show, we're non-denominational. So we explore everything. Brice is a super duper little researcher. I love to call our little researching nerd because she totally is. She does it so well and just is this absolute incredible well of information and knowledge. So very happy that we have her as a regular. We also have her on a Wednesday, by the way, on Solutions with Aquarius Rising Africa, where at the moment we're doing the Sophia code, which is really, really beautiful as well. She's doing it with myself and Thea, and really, really interesting. So you guys, if you haven't already, catch up with those videos, do some binge watching, and join us then on Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. our time with Brice as a regular. And then on Tuesday, 9th of May at 12 o'clock noon my time, beautiful new guest, Namala Krishnan. Namala lives in Australia, and she is absolutely incredible. She's going to be talking to us on sacred geometry. Wow, what a gifted lady this is. Catherine Edwards actually introduced me to her for a completely different reason. And then we just got chatting about other stuff. And I realized she and I have so many commonalities, you know, just in the way we were as kids and stuff like that. And she's highly gifted. And, you know, when it comes to understanding the human sacred geometry and how we can use it and how to understand it. You know, we are made up of frequencies, sound, vibration, everything that is sacred, shapes, forms. You know, the yogis understand that. So everything around our human consciousness, there's so much beyond the physical. And there are so many gifted humans that I am feeling so blessed to get to know on this channel that are sharing their wisdom and knowledge. So I highly recommend that you tune in at 12 o'clock on Tuesday. That's GMT +2 with Namala Krishnan, where we chat about sacred geometry. How amazing. I'm very excited to have her on. And then at 4 o'clock on Tuesday, Alice Perola. Now, Alice and her husband, Joe, and their beautiful daughter, Nikki, have been on the show maybe 4 or 5 times now. And really also very grateful to have you guys, Alice, Joe, and Nikki, because heart-wrenching journey. Alice, if you haven't caught the interviews, I really want to encourage you to do that. It's really beautiful. Alice is diagnosed borderline personality disorder, but only quite late in life. And all throughout their struggles as a family with her husband and her daughter, Nikki, being an only child, and how they dealt with the situation and how they've healed through it and how as a family they've become so much closer. So Alice and Joe and Nikki are really at your beck and call, if you will, to assist people with these mental labels. You know, we always speak about this on the show, that there are, you know, it's fine for people to have a physical disorder or a physical ailment. They're usually pretty much embraced by the community. But the minute there's a mental disorder of sorts, they really are shunned. So these things are kept very secret. Most people don't even talk about them. It's a shame in the family. Hush, hush. And it really is time that we start speaking about these things. Because as we know by now on this channel, when we speak, we set ourselves free. The truth sets us free. And Alice and her family are really great help for a lot of people. And I'm very blessed to know and very grateful to know that so many people have actually already reached out to Alice, and they've been able to help her, Nikki, and Joe as well. As a family, it's beautiful to see the techniques and things they've used to heal, and as a husband, a wife, and a daughter. Okie dokes. And then on Wednesday, of course, we have Jessie. We have her for one slot this week, which is 1500 our time, and I think that's 9 a.m. EST, right? I'll get it right, you see. I'm getting better. We only have, as I said, on for one show this week. And gosh, you know, I want to just encourage you guys, if you didn't watch last week's shows, I mean, every show with Jessie really is mind-boggling. But we're getting into the deeper stuff now as well. You know, we've started delving into the military bases and what really happens there. You know, we taught one thing, but, you know, Jessie said it quite succinctly in one of the shows. She said, you know, we taught to only see with our physical eyes. But, you know, when these kids, like Jessie and so many others, have been weaponized and used by the military pretty much from birth or a very young age, they get to see and understand that there's many, many levels to what we can actually see. And there's so much more than what meets the physical eye. And she starts exposing this stuff. And this past week, we did a decode on iPet Goat 2, which is a little cartoon type short film. And I know there are actually 3 parts, and we're going to be delving more into the others as well, that they made a decade ago, and basically predicting the times we're moving into. So that's been a very fascinating decode with Jessie. And I, again, want to encourage you guys to check that out. On Solutions with Aquarius Rising Africa, there was the question and answers and the follow-up to that, where we expand more on that. So I want to encourage you to watch that as well, because knowledge truly is power. You know, when we understand what's going on around us, we can then, just our awareness arms us. We don't have to go into fear and hide ourselves from this overbearing enemy, because the enemy is only as overbearing as what you're going to allow it to be. If you are standing in God's light, and if you are in alignment with God's will and God's light, and it doesn't mean you've got to be perfect, please, far from. We are flawed human beings. We all have our sin or our issues or our problems, whatever that might be. You know, no one is asking anyone to be perfect or fault-free in order for you to rise above what's gonna, you know, what is clearly going on in our world right now. It's happening already. We're under siege. You know, we know, especially from the past 3 years, the journey we've been through with the zappity-doo and the division and the fear and the one false flag after the other. I mean, they are exhausting us. Our energies are exhausting us, really, you know, this constant barrage of negative information. And now, of course, with all this transgenderism and these guys in our kids' school, parent is freaking out. So there's just fear, fear, fear wherever we go. But I really want to encourage you just to stand strong, be aware. Let's no longer support the companies or organizations that we knowingly are part of the system, because really our money, our energy feeds that. Become more self-sufficient. Be more aware of what you're wearing, what you're eating, where your products come from. Support each other. Let's support each other. That's how we empower each other. There are amazing people within our communities who, I think if we just had to reach out, we would be surprised at how sufficiently our needs could be met, and probably will be met with that, you know. So I want to encourage us all just to be aware. That's truly how we transcend and overcome this, is by awareness and by allowing God's grace to flow through you and to act from that place within, rather than running and hiding in fear, because that's exactly what they want, actually, is for us to be in fear. So cool. So far, that's going to be, and then of course, Brice on Wednesday evening again after that with the Sophia code. She's on every week on a Wednesday and every week on a Monday. I want to just check. Oh, Monday the 15th. Brice also with the Emerald tablets. But I think actually we're going to put it on Tuesday the 16th. I happened to get an interview with Mr. Fox. Now, if you've watched Esoteric Atlantum, Brice interviewed Mr. Fox a couple of weeks back on organic portals, and he's agreed to do an interview with me. So I'm over the moon chuffed about that. Really what they're talking about is 50% humans are born in service to self, and 50% are born in service to others. So the service to self ones really are what we are seeing a lot of in governments, in the cabal, with all this child transportation going on, all of that. So what they're saying is really certain humans only operate from their base area or their base chakras. They really have an inability to work into the higher areas, which is the heart, where we start feeling the love, expressing the love, having compassion. Very, very interesting interview. I know that Brice, if you guys haven't watched that yet on Brice's channel, it's actually, I think it's called The Shocking Truth About Organic Portals, especially part 2. He talks about it there. I'm going to be sort of expanding on that with him and bringing in other elements to that as well. Okay, and then of course we have Brice again on Wednesday so far. 18th AD Shab, who's amazing, South African. And those of you who know that AD has pretty much been, she was the mom to Jad, who from birth basically suffered from baby jab injuries and really had this incredible 31-year journey where she's been working with him. And he recently passed away. And she's an incredible healer. And I think you can imagine, you know, when someone has been through that kind of a journey with their child, that those are the people that are the healers of the world. I'm not suggesting anyone else isn't, but in my opinion, those are the real, true, deep people that have been to Helen Back and can really share that healing. Eddie Shab is certainly one of those people, in my opinion. Okay, and then of course we have, on the 19th, Catherine, Brice, and myself are going to be doing a little round table. So watch that. We're going to fill you in later with the details of that. And then Alice Perola again. She's on every second week, every second Tuesday, the 23rd. And then of course Jessie and Brice. And then on the 26th, May the 26th, it is May, right? Gosh, where has time gone? Anyway, okay. Then once a month we have Kerry Saint. So that'll be the last Friday of each month. Kerry Saint, who's from Australia, and she talks a lot about the forced adoptions and these dodgy adoptions. Now, anyone who's watched our Focus on Australia channel, you will understand that Australia has had some horrors occurring. It's not unique to Australia at all. Every other country is actually inclusive, but especially Australia, because I think down under there where all the dodgy things go on, they've been hiding it, especially there, right? So she talks about the forced adoptions. If you guys don't know her story, she was also a forced adoptee and grew up with a family where she was pretty much forced to work in the charcoal pits and was trafficked, as well as all sorts of horrible things. She's now a complete beautiful advocate for adoption rights in Australia and doing a lot of stuff to change that. And it's amazing to see. So she's a regular once a month and really look forward to having her on again on the 26th. And then, of course, Lyra Nicolaev as well, a very popular guest of ours, up and coming Lyra. She is also once a month on the last Friday of each month. We will, if any changes occur, we will let you know. She's a former, I don't want to say child soldier, but as a child, she was altered by the Russians to become a double agent for the Russians, and had all sorts of avatars created from her. And, you know, as we know by now, these kids are extremely gifted. That's why they take them. And she's a seer. So they truly advanced her seeing gifts. And over the last few months has had more and more revelations and comes onto the channel and verifies what a lot of the viewers have said, especially Jessie. She works very well with Jessie in terms of what she understands, what Jessie sees as well, and shares with us what she knows about this stuff, especially with the Russians, because wow, that is on a whole different level. I mean, we're talking major meta when it comes to that. And that's why I said, you know, when we really understand now why Russia, in my opinion, is the superpower, it's because of that, of what their spiritual iniquities, their land and blood iniquities that they've already got tied through that. It's amazing. So I want to encourage you as well to watch those interviews with Lyra. Okie dokie, guys. This has taken longer than what I anticipated it would. I thought it was going to be like 10, 15 minutes, but it's not. So I want to just say thank you so much for joining me on our updates. And we will see you again next week, the same place, same time. And as we just do more drops and just catch up with anything. And, you know, I also want to use this time just to address certain topics, you know, just maybe something going on in the media or something like that. So if you guys have anything you can send me that I can just touch on, we can, you know, just air it on here. Nothing too long, just where it's going to maybe be 5 or 10 minutes. Okie dokie. God bless you all. Take good care, and I'll see you later. Cheers, guys. Thank you.